When I refused to join the HOA, they threatened me. When I ignored their threats, my home burned down in the middle of the night. The fire marshal said it was an electrical accident. I knew better. Well, they didn't know. I wasn't just some retired homeowner with a cabin on the edge of their territory. I was a federal judge with full authority, deep connections, and a paper trail that led straight to them. They set fire to my home. I burned down their entire HOA. The fire was just the start. I said no to the HOA, and that was enough. I moved into a quiet wooded area just outside a lakeside HOA. The property had no formal ties to their association, not by law, not by deed. But the moment I built a custom log home on the edge of the woods, I got a visit. 3 board members in polo shirts and fake smiles. "We're here to welcome you and collect the $1,200 annual dues." I smiled back. "No, thank you. I'm not part of your HOA." Karen, the ringleader, frowned. "That's not how this works." I replied, "That's exactly how this works." I read every page of my deed. Then came the warnings over the next month. My mail disappeared, my trash wasn't picked up, contractors I hired started backing out last minute. Then I got a flyer from the HOA stating I was violating community standards by painting my cabin a non-approved shade of cedar. Except I didn't live in their community. I sent a certified letter stating I was not under their jurisdiction. That same week, I found nails scattered across my driveway. It was war. They just didn't know who they picked a fight with. The fire took everything one night. Around 2 a.m., I woke up coughing. Smoke. Thick. Heavy. Blinding. I grabbed my dog and barely made out the back before the cabin collapsed in flames. Fire trucks arrived 12 minutes later. Too late. The marshal said it was an electrical fault. I asked him to be honest. He sighed and said, "We've had suspicions in this area, but nothing ever sticks." I lost everything. My books, my wife's photos, my private case files. But I still had one thing, my position, my badge, my reach. I kept it quiet before. Not anymore. I called in a favor by noon the next day. I had 2 private investigators, a copy of every police report in the area going back 6 months, and one very curious ATF agent asking, "Want us to take a look?" Turns out, 3 other properties had burned or been vandalized after disputes with the HOA. I filed for a federal investigation, quietly, through channels only a federal judge would know how to access. Within 48 hours, the HOA's board members were being followed. The calls traced, their emails flagged. The trap was set. I rebuilt fast. Not just the cabin, but the paper trail. I invited the HOA board to a civil resolution meeting. They showed up smug, with their volunteer lawyer and fake evidence of shared community maintenance costs. Karen smiled. "Let's be adults here." I leaned back and said, "Let's." I'm Judge Alan Reed, United States District Court, Western Division. Her smile evaporated. Her lawyer's pen stopped moving. Then I placed a folder on the table, full of fire inspection photos, email leaks, and bank records. "You've got 24 hours to disband your board, or this goes federal." The 24-hour countdown. Karen and her smug board members didn't take my threats seriously. I gave them 24 hours to disband the HOA and walk away clean. Instead, they lawyered up, filed a restraining order against me, and sent another letter saying I owed $9,300 in back dues and community violations. What they didn't know was that I'd already filed a sealed motion in federal court under RICO statutes. Why? Because I had enough evidence to show the HOA wasn't just petty, it was an organized extortion racket. FBI at the pool club at 6:42 a.m. the next morning, 3 black SUVs pulled up to the HOA clubhouse. Karen was on the patio drinking coffee. She didn't even have time to stand before they flashed badges. Federal Bureau of Investigation. "Step aside, ma'am." Within minutes, agents seized all HOA records, their laptops and phone security camera footage, and a hidden hard drive with threat letters they'd sent to other homeowners. Karen was handcuffed on the spot. So was her treasurer. Turns out they'd been running off-the-books collections, fines that never made it into HOA accounts. Thousands, possibly more. A quiet neighborhood turns loud the news broke by noon. A full FBI press release. Federal investigation into Willow Ridge HOA corruption and arson. Multiple charges pending under Title 18. People who once avoided me at the grocery store now stood outside my gate offering cookies, handshakes, and handwritten apologies. One man, a Navy veteran, told me they fined me for flying the American flag at half-mast. I couldn't do anything. I handed him a business card. You want to testify? He grinned. Gladly. Insurance finally admits the truth at first. My homeowner's insurance refused to pay out the fire claim. They cited electrical failure. But after the ATF released its forensic report, showing an accelerant was used near the basement fuse box, everything changed. Not only did they pay me in full, but the adjuster apologized personally. Then came the cherry on top. They filed a civil suit against the HOA's board members to recover the claim, nearly $380,000. And guess who agreed to testify? Yours truly. The HOA was officially dissolved 6 months later, under pressure from the federal investigation and several civil lawsuits. The HOA board resigned in disgrace. The community voted 97-1 to dissolve the HOA entirely. The lone no vote? Karen's husband. Karen herself was facing 12 felony charges, including racketeering, mail fraud, arson, conspiracy, criminal endangerment. Her trial was set in my own courthouse district, though of course I recused myself. I still sat in the gallery. She couldn't look me in the eyes once. I built it back stronger. I rebuilt the cabin, not just better but fireproofed. Steel roof, concrete framing, sprinkler system hardwired into its own well. I even installed trail cameras and a private alarm system linked directly to the sheriff's office. But most importantly, I rebuilt it exactly how Julia wanted. Same cedar trim, same reading nook by the window, same rocking chair on the porch. This time, no one dared question it. Final words, they thought I was just another retired widower. They thought I'd roll over. They thought they could use fear, fire, and fines to break me. But here's the truth. When the law is on your side, and you are the law, there's no HOA big enough to stop you. They burned my house. I burned their whole system. Love watching corrupt HOAs fall and karma serve with legal firepower? Hit that subscribe button for more true style takedowns every single week.